According to Florida Secretary of Health, the top public health threat to our future is weight. 2/3 of Floridians will be obese by 2030 if they don't change their dietary habits. And only 8% of Americans who made a health and fitness New Year's resolution will meet that resolution. Here to motivate us to eat healthy and stay active is Dr. Dan Johnston, who recognizes the importance of health and fitness. He routinely briefs members of Congress and both the President and the First Lady's staff on the concept of comprehensive health and fitness. He's made a career of helping others maintain health regardless.
Discover solutions to issues that affect your family and professional life with practical information to help you get past life's adversities. Take a proactive approach to power up your life with Rosalie's expert resources.
Back to a few different things. Number one, it's developing some critical habits and then sort of building on those habits to other things that maybe take a little bit more time to achieve. So, I like to start simple with people. Obviously, number one is just appreciating your immune system. We don't appreciate something we don't see and touch and even think about day to day, but our immune system is kind of our, it's like the Department of Defense for our bodies and protecting us both short term and long term. So I think appreciating the immune system, you can do simple things. You can take a few supplements every morning with your breakfast that have great science behind them. And we're all busy. We don't always eat enough fruits and vegetables, but taking something like APPLEbee, which just came out, I love it. Great science behind that product. It comes from the larch tree actually, and Resistate is the name of the ingredient. But APPLEbee is a fantastic product for our immune system. Fish oil, vitamin D, 2 other great supplements. Again, 3 supplements, slam them down every morning. Again, helping optimize your immune system. And then of course, building from that is like really doing the things that are maybe a little bit more work, but also important. Getting on a regular routine with your sleep. Sleep has a profound impact on the health of our immune system. Getting enough physical activity, maintaining the quality of our social relationships, eating enough fruits and vegetables. Just like we all know, we've all been beat over the head with those messages, but they really are important for our immune system, not just our weight. And that means they're important for our health. So those are some of the simple things people can do and then kind of build on over time.
Many of us are sleep deprived due to work and stress and family and all kinds of issues. So how do we get the quality sleep our immune system needs?
Well, there's some simple things. Number one, people need to establish a routine. So everyone is going to bed now at all kinds of different times. And I realize some of it might be a factor of your work environment or your work schedule, but as much as possible, you need to appreciate the importance of a consistent bedtime schedule. And an easy way is put that on your calendar, set an alarm, an hour before, your bedtime so that it kind of clues you in, hey, it's time now to start shutting down the electronic devices, darkening the house. All those lights can actually be an impediment to sleep because it messes up the internal chemicals of sleep. So getting things dark, setting an alarm, sticking to a schedule, avoiding caffeine late in the afternoon and in the early evenings. Don't eat around bedtime. Those are simple things that can have a profound impact on our sleep so we can get that 7 to 8 hours. And don't read in bed. Don't look at your phone in bed. Save bed for sleeping and maybe some other activities, but not reading and not using things that get your mind stimulated and keep it actually activated versus relaxed and ready for sleep mode.
That's a great tip, doctor, to avoid reading that last email or text and shut down all our devices to help us shut down.
That's right. Because it could be that one email or that one text message or that one article that you read that stimulates actually some stress hormones, even in very small amounts, that'll then delay your sleep time another hour or 2. So it's really important that when it's an hour before bedtime to start getting in. It's kind of like that final approach to landing. When you're coming in at an airport, you got to start coming in for landing when it gets close to bedtime and making that a routine. It can be a powerful impact, just like taking supplements in the morning can be.
Thank you, Dr. Johnston, for creating awareness of the need to prepare ourselves for sleep and care for our immune system to keep us healthy.
Thank you very much for having me.
Childhood obesity has dramatically increased in the last decade. Florida ranks 35th in the nation, with 33.1% of children ages 10 to 17 being overweight or obese. And that's higher than the national stats of 30.6%. You know, a child's decision to eat something or not eat something is one of their first acts of independence. And parents should lead by example when choosing balanced, fun food groups and nutritious sides. Jessica James, executive chef at Applebee's and experienced mom, joins us with tricks of the trade for fun, healthy mealtime experiences at home or dining out. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Rosalie.
You created kids' menus and satisfied thousands of finicky eaters over the years. So what's the secret to creating foods that kids will enjoy?
Well, the biggest secret is really offering a lot of choice. So the new kids menu at Applebee's that we just launched last month features 14 entrees and 11 sides, and it's a balance of, you know, fresh and healthy favorites that mom and dad approve of, like yogurt and strawberries and grilled chicken and grilled steak, and then some fun favorites that kids love, like mozzarella sticks and cheesy French bread pizza. So it's all about balance and giving lots of choice.
I watch parents struggle with younger children in my family and at restaurants. What's a healthy way to negotiate what kids love to eat while instilling healthy habits?
Great question. Well, it really starts, like you said, when kids are young. So for instance, my husband and I, we have a 2.5-year-old son, and this summer we planted kale on our rooftop garden. And our son helped plant it, he helped water it, and he helped pick it. And at the end of the day, he actually ate it and he enjoyed it because he had been a part of the process. Some other things we like to do is when we're at the grocery store, we kind of pop quiz him and have him name fruits and vegetables while we're navigating the produce aisle. And when we get home, he's excited to try new things because he kind of knows the name and the color. So it's just really engaging kids and teaching them about food and healthy foods at a young age.
What are the food combinations you have in front of you today to mix and match that are tot-tastic options?
Sure. So here I'm going to prepare our cheesy French bread pizza. So we have a toasted French roll, half of one, and we've buttered it with a little garlic butter to add a little flavor. And we're going to top that with our Pomodoro tomato sauce, which is, you know, packed full of nutrition here. Tomatoes are incredibly good for you. And then we're going to finish that with a 3-cheese blend. It's mozzarella, Asiago, and Parmesan. So you get a serving of dairy in here. And then we just finish this under our cheese melter to get the cheese hot and bubbly. And we have it here plated in front of me. And it's paired with our all-natural vanilla yogurt served with strawberries. So again, something fun that kids love, paired with something healthy that mom and dad approve of. Additionally, we have grilled sirloin with a Caesar salad, so a more grown-up combination. Our chicken grillers with applesauce. This is one of our 10 Kids Live Well approved meals. Something that's definitely for the fun factor is a chicken mac and cheese paired with mozzarella sticks. And then we also have some of our other side options here, fresh steamed broccoli, and then Granny Smith apples paired with our all-natural yogurt again. We know kids love to dip and interact with our food, so we're trying to provide a variety of options, healthy and fun, that kids and moms and dads all approve of and enjoy.
Parents are role models for kids, so how can parents strategize to get kids to eat healthy?
Kids model our behavior from the things we say to our body language. So when mom and dad eat healthy and kids see mom and dad eating fruits and vegetables, they're more likely to emulate that behavior as well. So at Applebee's, we have our under 550 calorie menu and our Weight Watchers partnership, and I have 2 of those items here that are new to our menu, our Roma steak and our savory salmon. And so mom and dad and kids can come into the restaurant and everyone can eat healthy and, you know, get a good serving of fruits and vegetables on their plate. And, you know, at the end of the day, the kids will model mom and dad's behavior.
Where can we find more fun food tips for kids?
Well, for more information, visit our website at applebees.com. There you can see our new kids menu as well as our under 550 calorie menu and our Weight Watchers items.
Thanks, Jessica, for all your healthy, fun mealtime tips.
Thank you.
The American American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry launched a new educational campaign to address the crisis state of children's oral health and tooth decay that affects 42% of children ages 2 to 11. Here to encourage parents and caregivers to begin their child's dental care early is Dr. Warren Brill, president of the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry, and TV personality and mom, Rosie Pope. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dr. Brill, what age do dental experts advise parents as a good age for a child's first dental visit?
Yes, we recommend that you establish a dental home by age 1 or eruption of the first tooth so that we can guide you and your youngster to optimal oral health so that you don't have a life of tooth decay.
Tell us about the recent survey that revealed the need to have this campaign.
Well, about 40% of parents wait until their children are 2 years of age or older to go to the dentist, and even before that age we can see tooth decay, so we want to make sure that this doesn't happen to the next generation of kids.
With all the new glittery toothbrushes and toothpaste, how do parents really get the attention of their child to get them to start dental care at an early age?
You know, that's one of the great things about this movement. It's the monster-free mouth movement, and it really helps educate both parents and children that there are these little things in their mouth that we describe as monsters that they need to get rid of. And that really helps children understand what they're doing and sort of enjoy the process. And we really want to encourage people to go to mychildrensteeth.org to learn about these monsters. They've been given little characters so children can really understand what they're doing in the brushing and flossing process.
Why is there such an increase of tooth decay in children?
I think that part of the reason is the fact that parents are so busy that they don't take the time to adequately clean their kids' teeth, and they also give them diets that are too high in sugar. But if you come to the pediatric dentist, again at age 1 or before the eruption of the first tooth to establish a dental home, we can guide you on the path to eliminate that.
I think a lot of parents are also afraid of the dentist. They've had their own negative experiences, and that's why we really want to talk about pediatric dentists as a really great home for children, because they're trained to see children and the experiences can be a lot better and a lot more enjoyable.
So Dr. Brill, do you think that it's because of child's diet and too many treats that are promoting tooth decay?
Absolutely. If you have too many sweets in your diet, that is what the germs in your mouth, the monsters in your mouth, use to make the acids that help cause the cavities. So diet is a very big factor. You can go to mychildrensteeth.org, put in your zip code, and you can find a list of all the pediatric dentists that are within a short distance of where you are.
The Florida Department of Health reports 25% of adults ages 65 and older have been told by a healthcare provider that they had a heart attack or a stroke. More when we return.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change.
Let's go!
To the Batmobile! Dang it.
To the invisible jet!
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women.
I could use your help.
Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Kids will spend 57 minutes making me go splat.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now.
Well, have you tried saving?
Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of men and women in the United States. Yet, according to a recent heart health survey by the Cleveland Clinic, 74% of Americans don't believe they'll die of heart disease. Here to discuss this lack of concern and offer a proactive approach to prevent heart disease is Dr. Richard Krasuski, a cardiologist at Cleveland Clinic. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Why do millions of Americans have a complacent attitude towards heart disease?
That's an excellent question. I think that it's been mainstream now for many years that heart disease is a killer, and I think we've become complacent, just like you mentioned. But it's important to recognize that it is still the #1 killer of men and women in the United States, and I think we really need to take a proactive approach.
Share with us some findings from the survey that surprised and concerned you.
Yes, I was probably most surprised by the fact that up to 1/3 of Americans actually do nothing in terms of preventing heart disease. And actually more scary for me was the fact that if you looked at folks who had a family history of heart disease, which we consider a non-modifiable cardiovascular risk factor, 1/4 of those folks who had a family history were doing nothing to protect themselves against heart disease.
Such as?
They weren't doing anything to protect themselves, meaning they weren't eating a healthy diet, they weren't modifying their exercise, they weren't doing anything that they thought would be potentially heart healthy.
How does living a healthier lifestyle and eating right help to prevent heart disease?
It's very difficult to alter your lifestyle dramatically, and so I always recommend small changes, but if we go through sort of step by step, first of all, diet. What can we do diet-wise? Well, trying to avoid those high caloric, high fat meals really is to our benefit. Trying to avoid consuming excess salt has some benefit to it as well. Exercise. Starting an exercise program, it doesn't have to be something dramatic. We don't have to start planning to run a marathon or do something crazy in terms of running cross country, etc. It's really simply trying to find that time during the week. Up to 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week really is the goal, but what I tell most of my patients is start slowly and build your way up. Knowing your numbers. It's important to recognize what your blood pressure is, what your cholesterol levels are. And then, of course, if you smoke, you need to quit smoking. If you don't smoke, then obviously make sure you never start. Those are very important key tips to make sure that you do all the proper things to protect yourself against heart disease.
How do we teach an old dog new tricks, mostly if they smoked for decades?
Sure. Well, I think, it's tough to quit smoking. I don't think anybody really thinks that that's an easy task, but it is something that's critically important. I think probably if you've been smoking for years, just keep trying to quit. It turns out that the benefits of quitting are accrued pretty quickly. I'm always surprised when I look at these statistics, but it really doesn't take more than a couple weeks to start seeing some of the benefits in terms of the cardiovascular side. For those folks who have things such as chest pains because of blood flow issues in their heart, it really only takes a couple of weeks to start seeing some of those benefits. And it turns out that after as little as 3 years, for some folks, the risk of heart attack and other heart events is decreased to that of a non-smoker 3 years after they've quit. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. So keep focusing on trying to quit. That's key.
Where can our viewers find more information on how to love our heart?
So clevelandclinic.org/loveyourheart.
Thank you, doctor, for motivating our viewers to better manage their health to prevent heart disease.
Thank you for having me this morning. Appreciate it.
Cardiovascular disease remains the #1 cause of death in the U.S. And we all know a healthy lifestyle and exercise is the key to a healthy heart. So stop dieting and then binging. Here to help dispel the concept of eating healthy is boring is Cooking Channel celebrity chef and author Ingrid Hoffman. Good morning, Chef.
Good morning, Rose, and all of Florida, my state. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You are so passionate about the heart-healthy recipes that you've created. So tell us, why is it so important to consider our heart health when preparing our meals?
It's the month to have raise awareness. I'm all about, I don't believe in diets. Diets are meant to, for you to fall off the wagon, and they also create bingers. So I'm all about, guys, forget the diet. Let's just trade ingredients that aren't great for you for better for you. And all of the recipes that I create have that philosophy behind them.
What's the key to cooking healthy and tasty?
We can start with things as simple as oil. For instance, corn oil, Mazola corn oil. studies have just been released showing how corn oil lowers your bad cholesterol, your LDL, many times more than something like an EVOO, extra virgin olive oil, that everyone considers so healthy. So right there and then we have big steps, changes. The other great thing of this oil is that it's got great versatility. It's a neutral flavor, so you can use it like the workhorse of the kitchen, from desserts to grilling and sauteing. Here's another tip. Pizza. Who says you can't have pizza? I've got chicken a la pizza here. So we start with a flattened chicken breast, nicely thin pounded. We're going to build a Hawaiian pizza right now. Little bit of tomato on it, just a tiny bit. Then we're going to add our pineapple chunks. So here's how we're getting the kids to have their fruits and their veggies. You can actually have the kids in the kitchen with you and build a chicken pizza party. Everyone can pick their toppings. Do you want to go Mexican with white cheese and cilantro and black beans? Or do you want to go Hawaiian? Or do you want to go Mediterranean? Here we keep on adding some black olives. Again, we're not doing the dough. So there we're skipping one processed ingredient already. We're using all good for you natural ingredients, a little bit of onions, and I'll show you here. We've got on the one hand several flavors, like I named our Mexican one, our Mediterranean. This you gotta let it cook a little bit. You gotta sip it in the oven just for the cheese to melt, and voila, pizza party is ready. How will the kids, do you think the kids will complain about not having the dough? They will not even notice it.
How do we know what ingredients we can swap to make foods healthier without giving up the taste?
Now, all of these wonderful recipes like a quinoa, which is an ingredient that a lot of people don't know how to cook, it's so easy. We've got delicious chicken skewers with pineapple and red peppers and a mango glaze. We've got zucchini stuffed boats that you can even create the little paddles with celery sticks. The kids will love it. And we've got delicious mango and shrimp grilled with a corn salsa. So again, it's not about going on a diet. It's about changing those ingredients, and a little bit goes a long way. Just do the math. Anytime that you make those small changes, you do that 7 days a week, 31 days a month, you haven't even started to diet yet, and you've already cut corners on bad ingredients and on calories. And I'm really a true believer of that, because diets make you feel deprived. They mean you're gonna get off the wagon and go on a binge. So this is a system that has really worked for me. All these recipes that I've created, you can find them at Mazola.com. It is also the philosophy of my brand new book called Latin Delight, which is available in both English and Spanish. So hopefully, I hope that people this month, that we create that awareness that you gotta start making changes, even little ones. Get started that way. Once you start feeling better, you're gonna wanna have more.
Thank you for joining us this morning with all your tasty tips, as well as your passion to keep our heart healthy and make it our #1 goal.
Happy day to all. Thank you.
The New Year's for millions of people means the credit card statements are all in. And all that great holiday gift spending and parties have to be paid off. But many don't have a plan on how they're going to pay off their debt. So listen up. According to a study conducted by Quicken, 23% of Americans typically spend more than they earn in a given year. And the holiday season of spending only adds to the financial hangover. So if you're ready to take on your debt, we've got the answers. Joining us this morning is money expert Holly Perez. Thank you for joining us this morning, Holly.
Good morning, Rosalie. Thanks for having me.
Walk us through the steps to get on track to become fiscally fit.
Absolutely. I think it starts with setting a financial goal. The average American household has about $4,800 in credit card debt alone. So look for ways to pay down that debt, whether that's increasing your monthly payment or even applying your tax refund. It's also critical to use personal finance tools like Quicken or Mint. Great examples. You can see all of your accounts in one place, understand what money you're spending and how you're spending it, so you can then make smart financial choices. And then something I think we can all embrace is looking for ways to curb spending throughout the year. This could be as simple as taking lunch to work, buying generic versus name brands. Even making that morning cup of coffee at home could put $2,600 back in your pocket at the end of the year. Money that consumers then can use to pay down that credit card debt, start a retirement fund, or even build up that emergency fund. So lots of great tips to get your money back in shape for 2014.
Why do you think people go out during the holidays and burn up their credit cards and put themselves in debt, knowing they won't be able to pay the credit cards come the first of the year?
You know, we get caught up in the spirit of giving. We're buying presents for everyone, our family, our coworkers, our next door neighbor. We're going out and dining out. And I don't think we take the time to think about our budget, and not until January and the bills come in are we thinking about how much we overspent. So really, at the start of this new year, sit down, look at your discretionary spending, your fixed income, and look at ways to set a goal for yourself this year and stick to it. Those are great ways to get you through your budget for the rest of the year.
What are some of the problems that came out in this study?
You know, there's a lot of great things they found, in particular that a lot of people lose sleep over money. Many people don't want to open their bills because they know they have to pay them. So it's once again using those personal finance tools to keep you and your money honest. That will get you through to better financial footing come December of this year.
What help can people that are in debt get from their family and friends to help them manage their money better?
You know, I think it's important that we all take accountability for our own money. So the real personal trainer in this scenario is you managing your own money. But I encourage people too, if you're setting financial goals, get people to come on the journey with you. Get people to be your cheerleaders. Use those online financial tools, but then get people in your own network to support you and celebrate the milestones you're hitting in managing your own money.
Where can our viewers get resources to help them get out of debt?
Yeah, two great websites, Quicken.com and the Mint.com blog. Great money-saving tips to help you all year long.
Thanks, Holly, for all your expert advice to alleviate any financial hangovers in the future.
Thanks so much, Rosalie.
Healthy eating habits for you and your family start with small changes. Be a role model for your children to encourage them to maintain a healthy diet to ensure a healthy heart, bones, and teeth. We're all responsible for our health habits as well as for those we care for. Spending wisely to feed our family is a part of living a healthy lifestyle, which includes quality sleeping habits for a strong immune system. Share with us the little changes you made to keep your heart healthy and fit at facebook.com/Rosalie Show or visit us at rosaliearchershow.com. And we'll see you soon.